I just
How you
watched
doing?
that 680 demo of
Oh
mine.
yeah, cool looking box. It's sad the 680 really the front panel looks great, great blinking lights, but
But yeah, the computer, I mean, it's just not designed to be anything but like an industrial control system.
yeah, yeah. I think that didn't Altair butcher theirs, so it wouldn't take market away from the other the
I'll be
main
right
system,
back.
the 8080. The 8080, not 8800, right? I heard that a story about that, or read a story somewhere about that.
I don't know. I haven't researched the 680 stuff,
Yeah. Well, I
but
always like to look at the different processors and stuff. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting. Um I don't know if I'll get one right now. I don't have the extra cache for a system like that size, but
I
it
sent them
definitely looks cool.
I sent them
What's
an email. I says, if you want, I can design a wood cabinet for the things,
Yeah,
because not everybody has 3D printers.
yeah,
And not everybody really wants a plastic box either.
yeah, yeah,
But a nice oak wood box would be good and
yeah,
strong. And but because all I need is the DXF file for the main board and the front panel,
yeah,
and if he wants the back panel too. But I mean, the back panel's easy because that's all standard stuff. But if
yeah,
a couple DXF files, so I get the exact size and shape, then I can do a oak cabinet for it.
yeah,
Because I
yeah.
can make a mock front panel
Oh,
with oak and a mock motherboard with oak.
yeah. Yeah, see what he says. Maybe you can, if he's interested, you send him a copy of, once he gives you some of the information, you can send him one and see what it looks, see what he thinks.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the
That's
thing.
cool. I like your old cabinet. I have it in that, and then the disc ones. I used one with that cabinet you built for me, and then the other one I'm actually looking to use it because I need to build a ISA system for running DOS and running. I want to burn some of those IMD images, from disk and stuff. So I think I'm going to use your wooden box to go because I don't have a case for my ISA system, but but so I'm going to do it on a wooden board. I'm thinking, well, I'll just put Walt's box, that second floppy box you sent me. I'll just use that to with the drives and it'll work perfect. Because otherwise the drives are going to be flopping all over the place.
Right, yeah.
So cool stuff. So Walt, on your website, I was kind of chatting with Patrick. Do you have a spot that we could set up, or could you set up a spot that we can put in requests for manuals? So essentially, I'm looking for this manual for this board. If somebody can even include a image of it or something, and have it because
Oh yeah, I could do that.
you,
That's
you kind of and essentially it's just so this way you have a
but
central
but
spot
the
for
thing
any.
is,
Go
that
ahead.
that could be one thread on the forum is
Yeah,
looking for manuals, because
I
that's
would think
a
that'd
little
be
bit,
better in the forum because
yeah, the forums
otherwise,
are more universal than my website.
Yeah,
yeah,
the forum's good, but the forum posts disappear after a bit, and you get a response there. So I was almost thinking of a spot that people can always go and look at and see if
Well,
anybody
yeah,
else is looking for the
yeah,
manuals. And you
and
say, "Hey, did you
and
get
we
a
could put the
copy?"
link in the forum too,
Yeah, yeah. That maybe
that way.
yeah, maybe
Yeah,
put the
that's
link
no
in
big deal.
periodically. You know.
In fact, I can even do it in a little bit larger font. Make it stand out more.
No. But yeah, the forum's a great spot to start. But I think we were talking about Patrick had a board that he was looking for manuals and I know I've looked and you put in posts everywhere and nobody has it at that time, but you never know. Um, if somebody comes across them, like I came, it's one of the systems I ended up getting, XOR, and it has a manual in there. Of course, I saw some guy selling just the manual. I think I bought the system for relatively cheap, but the guy's selling just the manual for $100. I was like, oh geez, I'd take the manual and scan it and put it up for free for somebody. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
you
Well,
you know,
yeah, almost everything I've gotten, I've scanned in and put up on archive.org.
yeah, archive's probably best place to put stuff
Yeah.
if you get it.
Yeah.
But I'm again, it was just a
And I got
thought
a
of
lot of scanned stuff on my own website too.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but have you tried Chat GTP to look for manuals?
I use Grok, but
Well,
I don't know if I
Grok
ever
should be
looked for.
able to do it
Yeah,
too,
I don't know
because
if I ever looked for manuals.
have the
I've
AI,
posted my manuals on there.
have the AI hunt the internet because it can search a million websites before you even finish one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
asked it about it, and it gave me like a manual for a '69 Chevy. So
Yeah, you got to be very specific. It's an S100 bus
uh,
thing,
69
but like
Chevy.
like
What are you
you're
looking for?
sorry.
What are you looking for?
Oh, I can't remember. It's a 32K RAM board, and can't think of the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, it was just something we were chatting about, and I said, "Well, geez, it'd be nice to have a spot where you can go and look for things people are looking for and things maybe you found that if you wanted to post it there. I mean, the forums are good for that, but they roll off the posts roll off after a bit or get old, you know.
Yeah,
So
I try to save manuals every time I see them.
yeah, yeah, same here. And then places like Mike's site is awesome for manuals, and there's a bunch of other places, BitSaver and the
Yeah,
archive.org and all those.
yeah, I post
The,
up on some of those too.
Yeah.
the issue is fairly quickly that's going to become overloaded.
Yeah.
That site.
Yeah.
Patrick, do you know what kind of 32K RAM board? I've got three or four of them, different kinds.
I can go get it because I can't remember the name of the darn thing. So I could
Oh,
probably find my post asking for the manual.
Okay.
Let me go
yeah.
grab it really quick because I should actually. Because I'm also thinking maybe take a picture of it and put it on Monahan's S100 computer site
Yeah.
with a note that says, "Hey, if you have the manual, please send it to me." That might be another good idea too.
That's actually a great idea.
Oh yeah, there's the S100 computer group, the Altair 8800 computer group, the
Yeah.
Altair 8800 IO group. You know, you want to post looking for a manual on all of those, the VCF forums,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah. I know there's I had a all-in-one board. Oh my God, I can't think of the name of it was. Um, it was an 8085 board. I think it was used for controller. So, but yeah, that I was looking for a manual and ended up never really. I ended up finding somebody who had another one, but he had it by a different brand. CDS was the brand. But he was able to help me kind of get more knowledge on what that board because I had dip switches. You had no idea what they were for. It wasn't doing anything when you brought it up. It had the serial board on it, but you didn't know. It was just kind of an unknown animal.
Yeah, well, you have on my website, I have a page, books and manuals,
Yeah,
and so what I'm thinking of is I can have the top section. These are the manuals members are looking for,
yeah.
and put those in there. And
It
then
was
when they come up with a link, I can put the link down below besides having person get the manual. And if you put it on archive.org, I can even put the link to archive.org
yeah,
in that list.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got a couple archive.orgs in there already.
Again, if we think it's something people will use, I don't want you to go through effort doing stuff.
Well,
If
yeah, listen, I look for things to burn up hours during the day. I mean, I keep really busy. I got all
yeah,
kinds of things to do, but but if I catch up on everything, then I'm going to get bored. I don't want to get bored. I'd rather be trying to remember what other thing do I got to work on now and like that sort of thing. Like the last few days, I've done a whole bunch of updates on my web pages.
oh,
And,
cool.
It's that guy,
ah,
a microbyte 32K M32KSS.
Is that static?
No, I think yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's one I use on my Altair.
what's that? 4116 or something RAMs on
Get
it?
up there again.
4116s are dynamic.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah,
can't read
like
that.
that diagram from here.
Woo, woo, woo.
You got to read the number to us. We can't read those things.
I put in the chat too.
No, that's a
Oh,
good
these
idea.
are, I can't read them. I can hardly see them. They are whatever a 5257 is.
50,
Hmm.
57.
An MM5257.
And what? Oh, it's a
Or
M32K55.
or a 4044.
Ah, 4044. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I thought the 5257 sounded familiar. They're interchangeable.
Yeah, I got one 4044 in here because I had a bad one.
Well, they don't have microbyte boards on John's website.
Nope, as far as I can tell, this board never existed. Except
You
I
know,
got one in,
lots like
except I got one in my hand.
that.
What is
Well,
it like?
There's one on eBay, 250.
Really?
Yeah, microvac static, socketed with the 5257
well, that's
SRAM
board, not the
vintage.
manual.
Oh yeah, not the manual. I was looking to see if you included the manual because if you had a
Well,
manual, you could
Well,
possibly.
maybe I'll do a 2 for 400 then.
There you go.
Anyways, but these work great with the tar bell. That's why I have them.
Okay.
Just about anything works great with a tar bell.
I mean, it does, the phantom read, so it can write to where the same prom address.
Can you put that up one more time?
Oh yeah,
I was going to say, do you have a flatbed scanner?
I do. I'll get a picture of it and maybe do Monahan's website too.
Yeah, do a front and back at like 1200 DPI.
Now, someone told me that this is very similar to another one, but I can't remember what the other one is. I'd have to find my notes. I think I have it in a box.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many ways to build a memory card.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is eventually I'll just do a schematic and make my own manual.
Yeah, there you are.
So do a 1200 dot per inch front and back of the board and send them to me, and I can put them in my little board archive that I have of pictures of boards. Does have nice high resolution photos.
Actually, somebody did a chart on it on VCF.
Oh, neato.
VCF, yes. I'll have to
Bernardi
see
did the
that.
work.
Yeah, it looks like back in 2013, the guy was looking for a Rev A version, or he had the Rev A. He was looking for the docs, and then somebody put up. It looks like a hand-drawn document, but
Well, there you
but
go.
yeah, okay. Did you find it, or you want me to? I'll see if I can post it.
Yeah, so you can put in the chat.
Yeah, I got a different system, so I gotta do it over here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, no problem.
DigiKey still has a listing for those 4K by 1 static RAMs.
Yeah, if you
Wow.
you have to buy like 196 of them.
Yeah, they show 90 quantity 92 at 326 each. It's a marketplace.
What's the number again?
4044.
4044.
4044. I wonder if I got some of those. I've got a whole bunch of old RAMs. I mean, about 200 old RAMs.
Yeah, I got some. Fortunately, I've only needed to replace one so far, but I haven't powered this machine on in probably a year. So
I've got them on this board,
oh,
which is a pretty standard board, as it says.
Standard, it's a standard.
Yep, that's pretty standard.
The funny thing is, I just got this the other day, and the funny thing about it, this is, if I remember, it's one of the V companies. I don't see the name on it. Not Vector, something. Anyway, it's got some 4044s, but it's got a bunch of chips that are labeled 4041.
Huh.
And all the ones that are labeled 4041 look like the original information was scratched off, and they stamped 4041 on top of it.
Yeah.
So the problem is I couldn't find the any way to test the 4044s. It doesn't. It's not. I didn't see it anywhere in the retro chip tester.
It's not one of those that requires one of the add-on boards, is it?
No,
Okay, because yeah, there's what, like 30 add-on boards for that thing now.
Vector Graphics, that's who it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
They
thanks.
had the standard 16K standard, and then they had a 16K plus, and I've got both of them.
That is plus what?
Plus, not being standard.
Ugh.
Anyway, Patrick, I'll look through my stuff lately and see if I have one of the manual for one of those.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I've just always wanted to have a manual for it, and just never could find one.
So yeah, I threw those two the two links. One with somebody with the third post on that
Oh yeah, look at that.
VCF has somebody hand drawn thing. Boy, Patrick, here's another site. SPW Industrial has the board listed for $524.
Well, gosh, I'll make someone a good deal.
Yeah. No, that's your dad's board, isn't it? You're not getting rid of that.
Nah, I wouldn't get rid of that. This one said that sheet you sent says use a 5257 or 2141.
Oh,
So it does have bank select. I figured it did.
Well, again, you'd have to look at that and see if it makes sense
Yeah.
comparing it to the board. I mean, but
No, I
Yeah.
think that's really. I'm gonna save that right now.
yeah, my finder's fee is real cheap, so don't worry about it.
I got a buttload of the 4164s. 21. I got 41 256s, 21 or 4164s, 40. Yeah, 2164, 41 256.
those are all dynamic for most of them.
Yeah, that's on that side. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I got my microscope working now on the 21 Yeah, all these weird RAMs.
It's like
4061s. Okay, I got a whole roll of 4061s. There's some more 4164s. MT 1259s. And 5256. 41 256s. Lots of those. Yeah. Nothing anybody wants.
They are, Patrick. You are mentioned in Dialback. You're right. Preserving the first BBS, CBBS. That's cool, bud. I got to read it up later on. So, I was talking earlier, Patrick. The Compute magazine. I don't know if that looks like it's inverted, but he was in there mentioning that he's preserving the first BBS. Got to get my modem going then on that system.
Is that the CBBS stuff you got from me, Patrick? 3.6.
Patrick's muted.
Oh, okay. Patrick, you're muted.
Yes, it is.
You don't want to give you credit.
I keep threatening to put one up, and then I don't.
Well, the 50th anniversary is next year.
We all need to post
Maybe
one.
maybe I should plug my phone line back into mine and
I'm gonna get it running right now. Mine's running on the sim, but I'm gonna for the 50th anniversary. I'm gonna run it on hardware,
Cool.
probably with a real phone line and probably Mike's 1.5, 5.25 inch images on the FTC Plus. I mean, you can dial into it now, but it's Telnet sort of.
yeah, mine's on a PMMI modem.
Yeah.
Patrick helped me get all that going. we started out with US robotics modem. Then I got a Hayes 1200 modem, but then I got the PMMI from Terry, and then I got a second PMMI. The guy sold the board with the little block that
Yeah.
out for the.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got that for like 60 bucks. I think it was $60. And oh no, wait, I got a blank board, and not a blank board, a board without the adapter from a guy for like $60. And then another guy was selling the little block for the phone connection for like 20 bucks or something like that on eBay. And I grabbed that up, and all I had to do was change out the tantalum chips on the PMMI, and it was up and running.
cool.
Yeah, make sure you replace all those tants.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
I've
one
had
I got
two of
from
them.
Barry.
They make a nice little pop noise.
Yeah, I've had two of them in two different PMMIs go.
Yeah, see the block I got from Terry, the plastic was just crumbling when it came out of the box. It got cracked up and busted a little bit. So I 3D printed a case to go around. I
Nice.
still have the original stuff in there, kind of glued together a little bit, but I printed up a thing to hold it all together to preserve it.
What are people using to get the a phone line to hook the modems to? I mean, I have other modems and stuff, but
I'm on
uh,
Magic Jack. It works great.
Magic Jack can work with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got
a real analog line is almost impossible to get anymore.
Yeah, I know. So I was trying to think of what type SIP type service I could do, and you think
Yeah.
Magic Jack, is that the one?
Magic Jack is $50 a year for basically a landline.
I got a PRI and a Cisco AS5300 with digital modems.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, that's a little more than I was thinking right now, but I was thinking
Oh,
more
the
the
joy
Magic
of
Jack.
PRIs. Oh, God.
Yes. Yeah.
Mine's sitting on a Cisco PBX. I have a full house PBX here with Cisco phone, but it has digital and analog lines, or it has an analog input to it. I can run 4 lines through it.
If
So
I was to do
those
I'd
things
run
are pretty cheap to get too.
yeah, I would run Asterisk or something on Linux. I've
Heck
managed a whole system on that years ago. So, but at this point, I think Magic Jack is what I need for this. If I want to play around with the amount of effort I'm going to do. But
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
thanks, Walt. That's a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why most people have moved their BBSs onto the internet through Telnet. It's just easier. It's just
It is,
easier.
but there's something just cool about the B2B.
Well, that's actually the card I got that fits in the smart modem case that does
Yep.
it looks like a regular Hayes modem to the system through a serial port, but it goes over Wi-Fi and out to the internet, and you put IP addresses instead of phone numbers, and it makes the noises when it's connecting. It's awesome.
I've seen those. Those are pretty neat.
Yeah.
Does it do the dial noise or just the modem?
Oh yeah, you get da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then the training noises as well, like it's connecting. It's hilarious.
That's like a revving noise with an electric vehicle,
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom.
But it's pretty cool. I've got it.
It
Yeah,
is cool,
I
man.
actually used it off my Altair clone to connect to bulletin boards, and it's kind of nice when you connect in to say, "Yes, I'm connecting from an Altair."
Yeah. That is fun.
Yeah. Joe, you posted that email on the Altair group. You posted about the PRI card you have.
Yeah.
I went to Chat GTP and typed in all the numbers and letters and revision of the card I have. And
Yeah.
it came up with a buttload of little test programs and how to set it up for it has a setup for analyzing problems in your Altair 8800. So like a bus probe, except it's supposed to be a little bit smarter.
I've used Grok and asked questions, and that's if in my I don't think I posted the last thing, the one that has the little chart that I used to rewire the because the header doesn't it's a 26 pin header that goes that you need to go to 25 pin DB25, which then needs to go to the DB25 to Centronics connector. So I have a little, it's not this, but I have essentially a little breakout box jumping the wires around and stuff there. That was done with the help of Grok, because I wanted to make sure I was doing it out with a couple different
Why don't
manuals
you
submitted.
just get a connector that'll plug in on the PRI card and then run a cable out to a Centronics connector?
It doesn't work. It's not the pinouts from the PRI card, the J1 PRI card don't match what Centronics cables are looking, what the printer is looking for on a standard Centronics cable. It wasn't matching. The strobe was on different locations. The busy and the ACK and the data lines were in different locations. So
Well, yeah, that,
I
but all the signals are there, so you just have to
it's a
wire.
Centronics connector. Yes. So
Yeah,
so I
but
have
run it wired to one wire at a time, not a ribbon cable.
yeah,
That's
no, I
always
didn't.
fun.
No, it's kind of hard to. Oh, hold on a second.
I used to make the cables like that for the I think it was called the Computer Depot. It was a store in America's first mall.
Exactly.
So this
Oh,
right here is in theory taking my DB25 from one side to male female, and then essentially jumping the pins from the J1
Yeah.
to match where they should go on the
right,
cable,
yeah.
the
But once you
DB25.
have all that figured out, then you can just get some longer individual wires and solder them into the solder cup connectors.
Oh, I would actually design a little
Board.
PCB and just have it,
Yeah.
and with a couple of soldered in connectors on
Yeah.
the end. Once I get it working, I don't know if that's my problem, or if right now I said, well, right now I was trying to get trying to change the BIOS to have it be compatible
Yeah,
with it. So
On Chat GTP, it told me there's two types of those PRI cards, and
yep.
the J1 and J2 are different on both cards, the wiring and stuff. So
That I didn't come across. So maybe
yeah,
that could be a problem too.
so
I have two different types of cards. I have a card that has half the number of chips on it than the other one. J2 I'm not touching, because J2 is for their daisy wheel setup, and their daisy wheel setup, did stuff with ribbon and a whole bunch of other stuff that was
yeah,
non-standard. But
well, you got to tell Grok exactly which card you have, all the numbers, front and back,
the
left,
numbers
right, left.
match.
And
If
then
I actually
yeah,
if I actually put the numbers up, the numbers and revs and everything, I believe all matched. I think I went through this once, but yeah, the number, you look at the two and you can't tell, just visually they're different, but there is no number difference. Like saying Rev 1 or Rev 2 difference, I don't think.
on the back of the board, it gives you the rev of the board.
Okay,
On the back.
yeah, it's right now. It's in the system, so I'm not going to.
Yeah,
I'll take a look. I'll take a look
but
while I
there's
see.
numbers on the back of the board too.
Yeah,
I wrote everything down off the front and everything down off the back, and
yeah.
then it says, okay, you have this board, and there's another PRI board, and it showed me the pinouts for both boards, and
Yeah,
there's little differences.
I did come across a second version of the manual. All the other manuals seem to be 12 or 13 pages. I came across a 44-page version of the manual that I've been looking at. It seems to have a little more detail of stuff. I don't know if it's more related to the one with the dip switches, right? Because one of them has dip switches, one of them doesn't. They both have the capability of adding a little dip switch up top to change the default I/O addresses and stuff.
Right.
But most of the time, those are already wired to the one I'm trying to use. The default, I think, is 53 hex and 54 hex.
Yeah, make sure that manual's on archive.org.
Yeah, I will. I found, I forgot whose site it was. I don't know if it was Mike's or some other site, but I found it somewhere. Um, it just happened to be odd, because all the other manuals seem to be 12 or 13 pages. So
Love that pencil eraser, Joe. I haven't seen one of those since I was a kid.
Like that, when I talk, I have to. It's an Italian thing. You got to move your fingers and hands, Mike. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, no, I fidget constantly. I just haven't seen one of those erasers in forever.
Yeah, I think Walmart actually. I think I bought a bag from Walmart, and it's a USA made pencil. I'm trying to support the country here. Yeah,
Vintage.
I find if you actually saw my handwriting, you wouldn't be able to tell it was handwriting. So the pencils drag when I write, so it slows me down. Otherwise, I'm scribbling with a pen. So
I'm
it's,
just impressed that you still write.
Yeah, I don't bother. I can't read mine.
Yeah, no, again, yeah. I mean, if I,
Could have
just
been a doctor.
notes, I
Yeah.
Dr. Mike, paging Dr.
Yeah.
Maybe
Uh,
that's
So on those
why.
ribbon cables, I'm lazy enough that I will change my software to swap as many bits around as possible to make it right, so that maybe just the handshake line or something has to change. The other 8 bits that are data or 2 directions of data, hell, I'm
Yeah.
not doing all that wiring. I'll just change the software.
yeah,
Especially for a slow IO device, you can have 30 lines of code to switch every little bit to eyeball positions or make a table, and it's still quicker and easier.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, so this card, I believe it took the high the high data bit, and it's using that for strobe, or I think it was strobe or busy. One of them, it's using it for one
Oh,
of them.
what?
So
It's using a data bit off the same, so it's only using 7 data bits for the.
yeah, so my printer, I have a
Oh, wow.
Panasonic. I had to change it to be 7-bit data.
No, I get that, but that's. Oh, we're getting a weird echo somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Todd, you got background noise.
Yeah, somebody's noise cancellation isn't working quite right.
We each talk one at a time, and we'll see.
Yeah, I was looking at the stuff that ChatGTP gave me, and it calls status lines data lines. It says data status and data something else.
Well, technically, status is data. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's got your seven or 8 bits of data, and then you got your data status, and then your,
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All I had to do is just search for underscore and labels and get rid of them.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It actually, now it assembles and runs.
Oh, wow. If that's the only error, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yes.
but now
Quit work.
file into your BBS with the thing.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, next thing is to put it on my Altair, and since I have the modem on there, I can connect to some remote system and try it using X modem to move files backwards and forwards.
Heck yeah. So can you tell it? So it'll use the console port for the X modem. You can't use like the second port, I guess.
No, I am. It is using the second port. I said connect to
okay.
remotes. Yes, connect to remote systems using the second port. And if you look in the code, it's got all the initialization for the second port on the 2SIO, and everything's in there.
Can you test that with SIM? Because I know, I mean, most Teleterm and all
Yeah,
these other
you
X modem.
can, but I don't want to. I'll let Tim play.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying now. I'm just saying that
Well, I don't know. Does the SIM support a modem on a second port? That
Yeah.
can connect out?
Well, you can connect it to a serial port.
Oh, that's true. And then connect it to an external modem. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but connected to a real BBS.
That's what I'm going to do online through one of the Telnet connected BBSs. I'll dial into one of those.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Do that next Sunday for a demo.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, yeah.
It'd be cool. Yeah. So let us know how you do with it.
Yeah. But the other thing that I found this week in my stumbling around the internet, for those of you like me who like EEPROM emulators, I found this really cheap one.
Well, cheap is in my price range.
It's like $20. But what's really interesting is it's got a USB port on it, so you can reprogram it in circuit. But not only that, it will hold multiple ROM images and you can connect over the USB and change the ROM images on the fly. And then one of the versions even has extra pins that you can put in the chip selects of other sockets, so it can pretend to be multiple ROMs.
So you can say like go to a list of ROMs and just say use this one.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And it went all the way down to 2702s, I think, was the smallest it could do, or 2704s. Can't remember which one it was in the list, but some fairly small ROMs.
They've also got a very programming interface for
Yeah.
your application. I think they support Linux and Windows and Mac. And they also
Right.
have a web-based one, so you can just use it from a web browser, tell it
Right.
load your images and have it
Yeah.
duplicate it in different parts of the ROM, and then write it
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, this
It's
is
pretty cool
it-
product. They've done a lot of good software support behind it that really, I think,
Yeah.
makes it effective. And they have different versions of like 24 pin, 28 pin, 40 pin versions for different devices too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used another one where it's a separate board with a ribbon cable, the plug on the end that goes in the socket. Can't remember the name of it, but it's a lot more expensive and works pretty well. It was
I think one limitation right now that I understand is that you can't have it powered from the system and program it at the same time. I think you
Okay.
have to power the system down and
Okay.
then power it from the USB port while you're programming it, and then disconnect and power the
Yeah.
system.
But I mean, I
I
found
just watched a video on it online. I think Adrian's digital
Oh.
basement put out a video, and he had
that's
was
where I saw
using-
it. Yes, that's where I saw
Yeah.
it. Was on his, and I went looking and went, "Ooh,
yeah.
this
I
could be
had seen
useful."
the guy that's designing it. He's put out a sequence of videos too, and I can't
Right.
remember what the channel is, but check for
Right.
that because he has a
Yeah.
bunch of updates on the progress
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, and it's much simpler than the one I've been using, like I said, to date. So I was doing a ROM monitor for John's Z80 card, doing my own version of a ROM monitor.
Yeah.
And I found that being able to just assemble code in the simulator and then write it to the ROM there and then run it on the physical hardware made the development cycle for a monitor really fast. Because I could literally have a ROM chip that I could reconfigure in seconds. And then when I finally got a version I liked, then I burnt an EEPROM and plugged it in the card.
Yeah.
So
When I did my little Jomon thing,
Yep.
I did it in the simulator, so I was able to
Mm.
do similar thing. I mean, essentially,
Right.
loaded and ran it,
Well,
changed,
yeah.
loaded, ran it type thing. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I was what was the camera that
There you are.
using, and it's being helpful here. But anyway, that's that's version 2.
Oh yeah,
It's out of focus of John, what's his name, Monahan or whatever, his Z80 card. But I wanted my own monitor, so that runs with Patrick's serial card instead of one of his bizarre propeller cards.
I think I used Altman and put it on there actually. Altman for that card. I haven't. I think you need. Well, yeah. Does that work with the serial? As opposed to don't they need one of those propeller cards with it? Or
Well, that was my point. Is that's what I did.
Yeah,
was I
okay.
built the card, put in the ROM emulator,
Yeah.
and then started building. Took his monitor and then rewrote it from scratch.
Okay, cool.
And did it basically a function at a time. So I started off with the I/O stuff using just a regular serial card. In fact, mine uses, like I say, one of Patrick's 2SAO cards.
Yeah.
And once I got I/O working, then I could go function by function and get it working till I got all the functions I wanted. And then once I was happy with it, then I
It's interesting. It's a Raspberry Pi processor in there.
Yep.
Well, what I'm wondering, will these pins mess
Yeah,
up?
that's what I was just looking at.
Well, they look like little round pins. They look like the ones you were looking for the other day.
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to find something
machined
that
pins.
you can install on a board like this, but has like more IC type
Yeah.
See, they're definitely smaller than the
pins on
square
it.
posts on the top.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can get them on eBay. I've got 2mm and 2.4mm spacing and flat and round pins.
Well, the diameter of the pin is a
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they're real tiny round pins.
Yeah, like I said, all these hobbyist devices use those frequently for hats and things like that. So I knew they existed. But yeah, you can see the difference in the pin size right there.
Oh yeah.
Now on eBay, you just put in like what you want, round pin or flat pin,
Yeah.
and what the spacing is, and call it a male header.
Right.
That's
So-
like a male header, 2 millimeters, round pins, and it
So-
comes up with 100 links.
So these boards are all open source. So all of the parts he's used there are listed in the GitHub repo. If you want to poke through and find out where he's getting those pins from.
Oh, cool.
Well, you can get 100. You can get 100
Yeah.
male headers that are 40 pins long for about
Right.
$3 on eBay.
But not the thinner pin ones.
No,
Yeah.
you get the round ones, the flat ones. I've got all of them, and they're real cheap on eBay. And you can get gold or nickel plated. I've got bags of these things. That's
Okay.
the 2.4. And
That looks real interesting, Tim. Though that cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I like the idea of
thought-
a ROM emulator type thing. So
Yeah, I really like the idea. I found it, like I said, super powerful when I was doing. Yeah.
this is the round pin one, and that's 2 millimeter spacing.
Yeah, but I found some of those, and I don't know if they're the same size, but they can jack up some of your older vintage sockets, or they just don't fit.
Yeah, and after you use those, then regular part won't go back in there.
And your
on
regular
top
part
of
won't go
it.
back in.
Too
I'm trying
loose,
to find something that's more, I don't know what you call the pins on a
Mhm.
IC.
These
Yeah.
are just a little bit more than a 0.5 millimeter in diameter pin.
yeah. Well, yeah, like the little the dip socket type things that you're thinking of. Those pins are so fragile; they just bend over a lot of times when you use them too many times, right? Is that what
Yeah.
you're
yeah.
thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't want to destroy your socket at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So it's kind of a
Actually, that was one of the comments on this device was because if you're developing ROMs, you don't have to keep pulling it out. You can program it in place.
Hmm.
You're not putting wear on the sockets by taking ROMs out and putting them back in all the time. So yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely there's definitely I can see a use for this, and it would have been much simpler,
yeah.
like I said, than the one I have.
What I would probably do is plug it into a socket and then
Yeah.
plug that other socket into the socket.
I've done that before.
Yes.
Yes, I've done that before.
No, you don't destroy.
Build a stack.
Actually, that's how I do the Arduinos. I used to take I had a ZIF socket for putting the Arduino ATX Mega AT Mega 228,
Mhm.
and that's why I take that in and out. If I wanted to try to do something different on the different Arduinos, so
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice a socket to push the ribbon cable connectors that terminate in dips.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead of all the pins, you put them in a socket and then just crush your socket pins in the
Yeah.
vise.
yeah.
But see, you can order these all kinds of shapes and sizes.
Yeah, those are
That,
giant.
that
for
one
socket
those look
there, yeah.
thick.
And the nice thing is these pins will slide up and down in the plastic thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's not a nice thing when you're trying to solder to them.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
That's true,
depends on the
yes.
brand.
Well, once it's soldered
They
in
move
place,
when I don't want them to, and then I find another one. Well, I can move this, and then it won't budge.
Yep.
Always the opposite of what you need.
well, you gotta get it soldered in place before you plug anything onto it.
I found something interesting in one of my junk drawers. I found
that?
one of these. I can't find it at the moment. I had it here yesterday. The typical.
Wow.
It's a Popcom modem,
Right.
and it's designed to fit to plug
Electrical.
into let's see.
I
So
just said
it's
popcorn modem.
But it just hangs off the socket. That's pretty interesting.
It hangs off the socket. It's got a volume control for the speaker,
On the back, of course, where you can't get to it easily.
of course.
Well, the flips up and down. You can twist
Yeah,
it.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a 1200 baud modem. I found it and I found it in a box. I said, what the heck is this? And so now I've got to
Is it
say
just around
instead,
your house, or does it eventually go to a phone line somewhere?
it goes to a phone line.
Must be an
Yeah, on the
outlet.
bottom edge of it, it's got the connector.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So
down
it's not a
down
power
here
line
it's got
modem.
a 25 DB25 and then two modem or two
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was a
JLOs.
house modem. It's talking over your power lines.
Yeah, no, it's a true modem modem.
That is cool, Terry. Yeah, when
Hey,
money
guys.
gets tight, I do shopping in the garage, and I came across my brother's stuff. That's why I say shop in the garage, and he happened to have it's a nice Z80 emulator. So essentially, you can pull your if you're trying to troubleshoot a Z80, I guess that was something I don't know if it works yet, but it was
Because that
something
one
in
looks
the,
like. Do the
Go ahead.
pins come out of the middle of the bottom of that thing?
Yeah, well, it has yes, and then there's the our DB25 connected to it. And
Right,
then
but
there's
I mean,
holes.
when you put that in circuit, you'd need about 3 extra sockets stacked up to get it off the board.
I think you're talking about this sucker here.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
got a standoff.
It's got a
Okay.
standoff and stuff. The pins on that
So
little
that's
bend.
one where you wouldn't want the plastic to move on the pins.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mike. So yeah, it's got a couple of different kinds in here. The ribbon cable to go from there, and then connect it to the
Mm-hmm.
to the things. Again, I don't know much about it. It was just something that I go digging through his stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I knew I had that. Didn't
Real
know where it
programmers
was.
don't need emulators.
What's that? Yeah, you're right.
I remember them
Well,
always
I'm getting
asking me,
there.
well, why don't you use the emulators? Because it's always effing broken. You guys are always figuring out how to get clips on. I just watch the electrons in the EEPROM light up, and that tells me what's going on.
There you are.
Yep. Real programmers use a front panel.
Exactly.
Ah,
No. Real programmers use patch cables.
yeah.
I'll give a quick update for you, Tim. So this is a review also. So this is one of Monahan's
That's his.
breadboards, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Prototype. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff extra, and one problem with this board, and I hope if he does another one, is all the stenciling is underneath the sockets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's useful.
So as soon as you populate the board, you can't read any of the stencils. So you have to print out another board. But I was looking at this, and I just put the little breadboard on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought what might be nicer, instead of all these holes where you got to solder a bunch of stuff,
Right.
is like just some more sockets with like maybe 2 or 3 rows of headers next to each pin.
Oh.
So you can just shove in a 16 pin or a 20 pin and just move wires around instead of having to like solder stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the address decoder.
Oh, okay.
And the logic to figure out on the UART if you're reading status, writing control, reading data, writing data.
Mm-hmm.
I rewrote it all, or I redid it all when I was working with Walt on his flex problem. I was wondering how you guys did all those little 1K switches, and then I learned, there's this thing called like a 3 to 8 decoder thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that'd work great for this. So I redid it, and I eliminated like 2 chips.
Cool.
But anyways, but this works. Now, if you do like an input and output to either the address 0, address 1, the right LEDs come on, that it's going to tell the UART to do the right thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, Patrick, that's having the solder mask labels under the chip sockets is what got me started into scanning boards. So when I get a blank board, I scan it in top and bottom right away. I do everything as 1200 DPI, so it's a nice big picture, so it can be duplicated sometime in the future if needed. But you scan it in, then I run a program called ACDC, and it shows me the picture of the board while I'm working on stuff, and I can make it bigger or smaller, and magnify it. And that it's an old program. They won't sell me a license for it. The big screen isn't too bad. The make screen comes up once in a while, but not too often. I tried.
Yeah, I got a bare board, so I could do that. And then in my schematic, I was saying this is actually jumper whatever, pin whatever on his board, and this is that pin and that pin and that,
Yeah.
that pin. But I mean, he has his KeyCAD online. I might
His
take that
KeyCAD, if
and
you ever
email.
download them, you'll get lots of errors because he uses a really old version.
It's like version 7 or
Yeah,
something.
I've done it. I've done it before.
Yeah,
But anyways, but it's kind of a cool board. I just was thinking about it. I wish kind of like how we had it below with all the IC sockets and the headers was up above.
right.
Then you can just run wires between things instead of having to solder something or like I did, stick on a board. But it's kind of a neat board.
Cool.
Oh, good work.
Todd,
So
Todd,
you have
thank
a
you.
row of 14 pin and a row of 16 pin, or just a
Well,
row
even
of
if you did all like 22 pin, you just
28 pin. Do
or 28 pin, whatever, just plug in whatever size you want and just jumper where you need it.
jumper to power and ground, and
Then put 2 or 3. So if you're going from this IC to that IC to that one to that one, you can just daisy chain things, and it might be easier than these breadboards.
Yeah.
Todd, thank you for poking me about the board. Speaking of which, the logic.
No problem. In fact,
the logic.
I've got it right here. It's all packaged, just getting ready to bundle it up and send it out. So
great, thank you.
I threw in. I'll throw in the connectors, the 40 pin connectors. I got a bunch of them, and they've got those snap lock connectors. So I put those in there as well. So
great, thank you so much.
I'll get that out this week.
And then, Patrick, on your board, then you can do these. These are machine socket headers. So it's got the little round, you can't see it on the video.
Yeah, either way, I guess pins or sockets. I don't know which one.
Put sockets in there, but next to the socket, plug these in on both.
I mean, when you're running jumper wires, I don't know what's better, having pins with cables or sockets with cables. I seem to have, when I do that, it seems like the sockets wear out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sockets will get loose.
But the pins don't.
That's it. The round sockets last a lot.
Well, you can always
in the flat one.
If you use the pins, then the DuPont cables, you just replace them if they get
Yeah,
worn.
I'd rather replace the cables than the stuff on the board.
And you don't want to solder or something, so.
Yeah, those seem to start wrecking my sockets after a while.
Yeah, so I say you probably better off with posts.
And then you can just throw the cables away.
Cables away as they get
buy another
bad.
100 off them on eBay for $10.
Oh, no, yeah, 120 for 6. I think is what the last purchase. Yeah, real high quality stuff. I'm telling you.
Listen, these work really good.
Yeah,
I've been using them for I don't know how since the 90s, no problems. But that's with the machine socket.
Yeah.
The round ones, not the square ones. They fall apart because it's a little flat blade with a slot in it, and they tend to get too wide and lose connection after a few times.
Yeah, I also want to be able to clip on a lead on a scope or something like that.
Yeah, so again, the
pins is the way to go.
But that's what these are for, because you put it in, and then you hook your scope lead to the other end of it.
Yeah.
These are real cheap on eBay too. You can get 1 million of these for $1.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Those in adjacent 0.1 sockets, though.
Yeah, you don't want to use those things, those wires for very, very fast circuits, because the length of wire ends up screwing up the signal.
Right. Well, you different lengths. I mean, this is I think like a 50 millimeter or 75 millimeter, but they go down to like 1 millimeter jumpers to, I mean, not one, about 20 millimeters up to, 1 centimeter up to, real long ones. Just pick out the length you need.
I think I always find that when I order those DuPont I think they're called DuPont cables, but use those cables, I end up always having to reorder because I got rid of one set. They come in blocks of 40, 40, and 40, and I'm always out of the one I need. So I end up, I don't know if it's like I said, more common. You can't buy them just like one style. You always have to buy the sets of them where they have all the 2 pins, the 1 pin, 1 socket, and then 2 sockets. And I always I got
Look on
bags and bags of
eBay.
the
You
other
can
one.
get 100
Yeah.
of them, all the same size
That may,
in a bag for a
Maybe that's what I got to do then, because I've
yeah.
been doing the Amazon because I can get it the next day.
eBay
They have them on Amazon too.
Do
eBay
they
has
have them?
really
I
good
haven't been able to
connections
find them.
with
Okay.
China to get
You
this
just have
stuff.
you have to look a little more carefully, but you can find all 3 of the types.
Okay. I'll have to do that, Terry. Thanks.
Yeah, I hate buying those sets of things.
Yeah, I got,
I got
stuff
to
like. Go
I
ahead.
got to disappear in a couple minutes. Time for dinner again. Got a quick question. Has anybody messed around with the Sinclair, the ZX computers?
Seen lots of videos on them, but no.
Okay. I was looking at one because I found once again the guy that developed the logic analyzer, and he uses 2 of the logic analyzer modules, and he attacks them on the back of the Timex Sinclair, and it monitors 48 of the channels or 48 signals, and it looked like something that might be interesting to expand to do the S100 board.
Yeah.
S100 chassis. So I was kind of halfway thinking about that, but then I was going to buy one of the Sinclairs, but they're like $250, $300, up to $800, and I didn't want to spend that much.
I was going to say the working ones are pretty expensive.
Yeah. And isn't there a reproduction version out there now as well? Because it's a huge community.
Yeah,
I think there's a reproduction version you can buy now.
There's reproduction. There's a Russian reproduction. There's a Turkey reproduction.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to build a logic analyzer board that plugs into the S100 bus and shows you maybe not all of the signals, but a lot of the signals.
So you got 24 per. So if you put 4 modules on, you could get all the signals.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can run it very fast with all 4 of those. And I did actually buy 4 of the either 4 or 5 of the modules, so I have enough to do it. It's just a matter of finding the time and interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, bud.
We'll see you later,
thanks.
Terry.
Thanks. See you all later.
All right. See you
Take
later.
care, Terry.
Bye.
Terry.
Yeah, the ZX81. Has anybody watched that movie, the TV series from the UK called The It Crowd?
The IT crowd?
The IT Crowd, yeah.
Yes. I watched bits of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because in one of the episodes, the new head of IT walks right past the ZX81 sitting on a trunk on top of a bunch of junk and that. And he goes, she didn't even notice the ZX81. The ZX81. Yeah.
So is that the same as the ZX81? Is that the same as the Timex Sinclair 1000 that was out way back when?
It's an earlier version.
Okay, yeah, it was previous for okay.
Yeah, they had a ZX80, then the ZX81, and well, the Timex Sinclair might actually be earlier.
It had a membrane keyboard. It was I actually sold one on eBay back maybe a year or 2 ago. It was my very first computer I ever bought, and you had to do some funky stuff to get. The echoes bother me. I'm sorry, I lose track. Essentially, the basic commands were just you'd hit a button and a shift, and then you'd hit the button to see the print command per se, as opposed to typing out the word print. It was just only had basic on it. But I didn't know if it was the same thing.
So I went over my latest build and pulled all the chips and tested them one at a time. 4 of them tested bad. I tested them before I put in, and they were good when I put them in, but they're bad now. So I got got 4 more tested chips and put them in there. I got them from DigiKey, put them in, but it's still not working right. So I still got to figure out what's going on with that front panel board.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your mini front
And
panels
if
are
you're
not.
frying chips, you might want to make sure your voltage rails are all good on
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
Yeah,
point.
the voltages are all good.
On the boards as well. So you checked all the voltage regulators on the boards.
No, but
No, make sure your 5 volts is right. And not
the
running at
RAM and
7 or something.
CPU board work in other computers. So the only board that can't
Where
isn't,
did the chips fail?
huh?
Where did the chips fail? What board?
Oh, that's from the mini front panel board.
So look on the mini front panel board and
Right.
verify that the 5 volts is good. I don't know if it uses plus 12 or not.
Right.
Just make sure those aren't out of spec.
Yeah, all you need is a 7805 that's not doing its job, and it'll fry chips for you.
Well, I haven't, okay, I'll have to do that then. Yeah, I can't, I just,
Yeah, I think it's
but
only 5
every
volts.
mini front panel I built has had problems.
Mm.
You know, other boards I build, they generally just work.
The bill of material on it was never really clear. At least the version I had, I kind of had to guess at some values.
Well, yeah,
But in the end, the problems I had were my fault. I installed things incorrectly. We'll put it that way. And I had to go back and recreate.
That was the
fix
thing
them.
with the capacitors, because the original bill of materials had wrong capacitor values for 2 of the capacitors.
That doesn't help.
And Terry,
Yeah, usually those aren't that critical though, unless it's in a
Right.
timing circuit
Oh,
or an oscillator.
Terry Fox figured it out on the first mini front panel that I sent to him to fix out. And he says he had to change 2 of the capacitors because the values were wrong. And once he put the right value in there, it worked. And
Yeah, if those are functional as opposed to
Bypass.
basic bypass capacitors, yeah, that might
There's
be.
very few of those
May-
in these circuits though.
Yeah, I mean, well,
there's one shots on the front panel, so yeah, that would
Right.
be important there.
right, for timing.
Well, if they
yeah.
did it like the Altair and the IMSAI did it,
Yeah.
the real
Yeah.
one.
I just may sound like a dumb question. Your chip tester's good, right? Well, you've
Oh, yeah.
tested the chip tester. Just bringing it up, but you know, make sure it's not. Oh, it's a nice case. I
Well,
love the wood
board's been
stuff you do.
around
By
for
the
over
way,
a decade, so I doubt there's a major
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
so this chip tester works pretty good.
okay, good. I just wanted to, figured I'd mention it.
That's why I keep it that handy.
Any of you guys have a Poly 88?
Poly 88.
The name rings a bell.
That's like a 3-board computer, isn't it?
That's the polymorphic. It's a little orange toaster.
No,
Originally, it was called the Mini Altair, but they made it change the name, so that's when they called it Poly 88.
No, I don't know if I've even. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen one.
I've heard the name, but I don't think I've ever seen one. Yeah.
Yeah, polymorphic. Then they made bigger computers after that. Yeah, it's the cutest little computer. I have one. I have a whole bunch of the bigger computers that I got from a guy who was collecting everybody's here in the Dallas area, and he was nearing the end of his life, and he didn't want this to go into a dump. So I took a whole bunch of it years ago. And I sold off most of the working stuff, but somebody was asking about it. And as I was digging through the parts, I found a complete chassis, motherboard, etc. for an a Poly 88. Just no cover for it. If anybody has parts laying around, I was going to say we could probably put together a
I
decent.
think there's a guy that makes that's making a reproduction of the Poly 88 online.
Really?
Wow.
Well, the cover's trivial. It's just a C-fold, and that's it.
Okay, yeah.
I
It'll be
remember
interested to
reading
see
about,
it. So,
but it looks like it's about 3 inches wide and maybe
It's a 5-slot motherboard, and it's the width to handle that. So it's going to be closer to 4, I would guess. Thinking.
and ran
It's about 100 millimeters.
80. So
Yeah.
ran 8080. I'm guessing Poly. Okay, so I wasn't sure if the 80 could for Z80 as well, but
Oh, so that's
No, it was back in the early Altair days. It's a pretty old computer.
Yeah.
okay.
There's an article about somebody building a replica on Adafruit. Okay.
Yeah, I seen it. an article.
Sounds like another video, Mike.
I mean, I have a complete working one here as well, but I was just thinking, I mean, I have plenty of boards to build it up with.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically an S100 enclosure. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's S100. Yeah.
yeah.
You said it's got 5 slots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I found an article on Adafruit about building replica boards.
Mike, when you do your videos, are those scripted? Those are all just off the cuff, or
They're rehearsed. I mean, I walk every day at work, at lunch, for exercise. And so I go out there and I'll just rehearse them in my head.
Okay.
Gives me something to do while I walk.
I was
really
gonna say, I can't believe he's not reading that off a script.
No, I don't read it off a script. And every now and then people post complaining about my stall words. This last video, somebody said, you say, God, I already forgot, but some phrase I apparently use too often, and he didn't like it.
Well, if he doesn't
bad,
like it, he can, it's his problem.
So you go try to talk for half an hour. Let me hear you repeat something more than once.
No, I mean, no, they're very good. So that's why I was wondering if they're rehearsed or if you're just that spontaneous or.
I just rehearse them in my head when I walk, basically.
Okay.
I can't retain it very long anymore.
Yeah.
So I have to do it within the next week or two after I rehearse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think what amazed me is there was, all the ones I watched, never saw your face. Even reflections was hard to, so it was nice to put because I had your voice in my head even when I ordered, stuff from you. I'm talking to you on the phone, but yeah, getting a face to the voice was good, at least here. So
yeah, that was this summer when I was on the BCF Southwest panel and it ended up making a video. Half the comments were, "Oh, that's what you look like."
Yeah, you're like what was that home improvement guy on the other side of the fence?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson. Yeah,
Wilson.
You're Wilson.
That's it. Well, you heard enough times what your videos definitely help a lot.
Yeah,
Going through stuff, give us
They're
great
great.
ideas.
Like I said, I literally do them for myself because I have to. I don't know. It's like the only reward for the recovery or the restoration or the work. It's
And now you've joined our self-help group. Yeah.
Well, I've been off of anything 8800 for a while because I've been on these.
Yeah.
So it's I haven't had anything very applicable for a while, but
welcome back.
Yeah, as you may have noticed, we're not the most focused group either.
No, I mean, so I have projects that'll probably be of interest in the group eventually here again, but
cool.
I've got to get a 88 Altair drive working again. Maybe I'll show that.
There's if you take out a second mortgage, there's a couple on eBay right now.
Oh no, I have plenty of them. It's just they suck. The Pertec drives, the DC versions stall.
Oh,
and then once they stall for too long, then they burn themselves out, and then you got to take. I've done it before, so I've got another one. I've been having to use my shoe guards to test my FDC boards that I sell instead of my Altair drives.
Yeah,
it fully exercises the board, so it's fine. And of course, the shoe guards just keep working. But yeah, it was always nice testing them on the actual Altair drives. But so I got to tear that MF apart again, and because I've done bearing replacements and everything on them, so it's just a design issue. Well, in fact, they know that because the other one I have, it's a very rare one. They actually have it's belt driven with a DC motor.
Interesting.
And they did that so it could still be used internationally, not having to worry about line frequency.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't have their problems with stalling in motors. So it's the FD410 instead of the FD400 drive. Their 500 series were all AC driven. So there you had to have a 50 hertz or 60 hertz. But yeah, it's actually belt driven, but it's a DC motor. I mean, the optical encoder is a wheel on the motor, metal wheel with the slots cut in it, and an opto, not an opto isolator, not an opto coupler.
Yeah.
Interrupter. Anyway, I mean, just like you built one yourself.
Yeah.
It's not integrated into the drive or anything.
Right.
And it feeds a tachometer circuit but it works, yeah. So that was simple. They just raise or lower the voltage, VCF,
Yeah.
voltage controlled oscillator, VCO, well, voltage
Right.
controlled frequency adjustment. And so I kept the motor speed right. But anyway, yeah, they eventually gave up on their direct drive one.
Mm.
Although TIAC and the Japanese did it right, but those were a lot smaller and lighter. It has a very heavy flywheel in the Altair one or the Pertec one that it spins.
Interesting. Yeah, a good flywheel, yeah, smooths out some of those speed variations. Yeah.
Yeah, so the startup circuit on that latches it to a particular phase because it's got 6 coils around it. And it latches it to a particular phase, and then it starts ramping it up slowly, and then it runs at a fixed speed after that. And the speed of the phase change is faster than the actual thing spins, which is not that unusual, I guess. But in the end, yeah, it just likes to stall. I have fixed them for people where they actually had it flicker the front panel light on that drive so they could see if it was stalled, because you can't really hear it. It's a slightly different noise, but between the fan noise and the motor noise, you're not 100% sure. But even the flickering, unless you're sitting there staring at it, you're not going to know. And then you got to get it shut off quick enough that it doesn't fry a power transistor.
Yep.
But does it make the nice clunky noise that the Shugarts make, the 8-inch Shugarts? I love that. When you're
Oh, yeah, you hear the head noise.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Okay. Just reassuring that noise,
That's that head going back and forth looking for data.
Yeah.
Well, that's harder to hear the seat noise, but yeah, the head load noise, you can't miss it.
Yeah.
Or like the FD3712 or the FD360 cabinet, both drives in the cabinet load with a head load signal. Usually that is multiplex, so only the drive that you're selecting gets loaded. But on their FD370, which is also the Pertec drives, both heads load, both heads unload.
So just
that
one
improves
head load
copying.
line.
So when you're copying between drives, you don't hear clack, 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 clack. It's just quiet, kind of like 2 5 1/4.
Right.
It's equivalent to motor on. They decided not to have motor on be independent. Motor on does all drives, which makes copying and those operations more efficient. But then motor on, it's a slower operation than head load. But yeah, I thought it wasn't working on this other cabinet, but I just watching the light go back and forth with no head loads. That's when I finally realized, oh wait, this thing's loading both heads. We look at schematic, that's what they did on purpose. Yeah. But yeah, so when it does it, it's a big old noise.
But just okay, that's.
Well, I also found out that the speed of those is quite different. So Disk Basic loads and unloads the head every single sector. I mean, just a terrible piece of software. This is Altair's Disk Basic. So when you're loading a file, it's going to. I mean, it doesn't fully unload, but you can hear it unload enough that each reload at the next sector makes a noise. And I had never heard that because I was always using the Shugarts until I finally got some real Altair drives and realized, oh, well, the Shugart is just slow enough. It's got enough inductance that it never really lets go in the amount of time between sectors. So they were always quiet. I thought something was wrong with I go, oh shit, what am I doing in my drive? I finally realized, no, that's the norm. Yeah, I love the 8-inch drives. They tend to be pretty reliable. The media tends to be pretty reliable. Well, even the full height 5 1/4, the Shugart. I mean, Shugart was damn good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 801s are rock solid still, and they're 40 plus years old.
Yeah, the only problem is keeping the head pads.
Yeah.
Head pad carrier breaks off.
And there's a guy.
Yep, I got one that just
guys.
What's that?
Yeah, one that just did that the head pad carrier broke off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's a guy that sells belts for the Shugart drives on eBay. So if you ever break one,
they're expensive. I've been just meaning to buy one just to have, but
$45.
Yep.
For one belt.
I guess the mic head out. I'm sorry, I missed it. I must have
Yep.
looked to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 45. Yeah, I got 44.87.
Yeah, I could.
Why would somebody would price something at 44.87 when he's located in the United States? It's not even a currency.
Can't use
But
a rubber band.
Yeah,
not
that's just
exactly.
a rubber band.
Yeah, I have thought about buying one, not at $45, but I have thought about buying one to have a spare just in case.
I've thought it too, but gosh.
But I got 2 drives,
Yeah, I
One
had
one's
3.
working.
Now I got 2.
Well, he must be getting it from somewhere. Maybe you got to hunt around,
But once you get it, you gotta
AliExpress.
keep it. If you're keeping it for a spare, you got to keep it in a plastic bag with all the air pulled out.
But he's the
Rubber doesn't
plastic
fly.
bag. Yeah, the picture is a plastic bag that actually says sugar on the outside, so it's in the
Yeah.
original packaging.
Oh, okay.
And the guy's eBay store is called Projector Belts Unlimited.
So he
So
bought a
sells.
box of them. Yeah.
So he's got. Oh wow, yeah, a bunch of projectors, Bell and Howell projector motor belt drives.
It was interesting. I was at I think I
Five
mentioned
and
I
a
went to that.
quarters. Oh, and the 5 and a quarters are only $25 because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
smaller.
I,
Sorry,
I,
sorry,
That's
24.67. His
Yeah,
pricing is
See, Patrick, that's the problem. You're not pricing your cards right. It should be 55.62 or something, 155.62 or something,
yeah, really. But all of his prices end up in some 67, 75, 87.
So
I don't know where he's buying them from. He must have some automatic formula he uses for based on what he pays. If anybody wants a real Altair CPU board, there's one on eBay with the white 8080 in it for $300.
That's
there
cheap.
you are.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, one sold for over 1,000.
There's one up right now. It's not even on an auction. It's just pay $300.
Oh,
What?
too late I bought it. No, I wish I could,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
One
I
of
think
these.
yeah. Yeah, just like that.
there you are, Walt. Well, you got $300 in your hand, bud.
Except there's
If
a
not
hole in
more.
yours.
I was guessing 1,000.
You might be
Yeah.
right, man.
I saw one
honestly,
recently for like $800, but yeah, this one just popped up today for $300.
Well, I saw somebody sold just the chip. It said tested working 8080
Yeah,
Intel 8080 gold chip with the white ceramic. And
right.
that chip alone sold for 1,000.
Oh
Wow.
God.
That was on eBay a few years ago.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna buy this and try and flip it because yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little risky.
That never seems to work for me, anyways. I sometimes it's the oddball things that I have luck with.
Yeah, I got that board and another one with I think it had I think it's a neck chip. When I bought
Yeah.
that $500 Altair from the guy up in Marin County
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
few years ago, it came with 2 CPU boards. That board, which works, and then the other one works too. I think it was a neck 8080 chip, but it's white and gold also.
Yeah. That's cool.